What is going on, guys? I am back today to talk about a new movie that is getting ridiculous accolades. I mean, I feel like every corner I turn, this movie is being praised on the internet, on Letterboxd, on IMDb as one of the best animated movies of the year. And it's currently showing in theaters, and I believe it's supposed to come to VOD like in January, sometime around that time frame. And I wanted to see this because I love animation and I love animals. And so this movie to me is like right up my alley. It is about a cat that interacts with all of these different other animals. And I was just like, you know what? This sounds like something that I am going to absolutely adore. And the movie I'm going to be telling you about today is Flow. Flow is directed by Gints Zilbalodis. A solitary cat, displaced by a great flood, finds refuge on a boat with various species and must navigate the challenges of adapting to a transformed world together. So, like I said, this movie is getting a ton of praise. As an animal lover who owns 3 dogs, who was just super excited to watch an animated movie about animals, I couldn't wait to see this. And unfortunately, I do not understand the hype for this movie at all. I honestly am kind of baffled that it's getting this level of praise because, for one, this thing is an hour and 25 minutes long, and it could have been about 15 minutes and been the exact same movie. This thing is incredibly repetitive. I personally did not like the animation. It felt kind of like a PS2 game at times, like a little bit rough around the edges, which kind of makes some of the animals look very uncanny valley. I kept joking that the golden retriever kind of looks like the dog from Nintendogs, which also made it a little bit difficult to completely immerse myself and invest myself in the film. And it just is the same 3 scenes repeated over and over again with a couple of really cool moments, but it's not enough for me to care all that much. And I'll talk about it when I break the movie down for you today. So this is a very simple film. There is absolutely no dialogue. There is a cat, and he lives in an area that has been horribly flooded. And we see him go in this house where the windows are broken. Doesn't seem like there's any people left. He keeps going back in every night and going to sleep. Well, eventually the floodwaters rise high and he has to escape. And he ends up getting on this boat with this variety of animals. And the entirety of the film is these animals together trying to overcome their differences, being different species, and trying to survive together. So, like I said, I really do not understand the hype for this movie at all, period. And I'll talk about a couple of positives. I think the landscape animation is beautiful. There are a couple of really incredible composed images here that I thought were stunning. I was not a fan of the animation of the animals, but I thought a lot of the landscape imagery was really beautiful to look at, and they did a really great job with a lot of the detail work in those moments. I really liked the sound design in this movie. All of the animal noises felt really natural, and because there's no dialogue, trying to create this semblance of reality with these characters being digital, they clearly tried the best that they possibly could, and I was really impressed with that level of artistry. I also appreciate that there were a couple of moments that kind of delved into surrealism a little bit, where it kind of shows you what's really going on, but then there's something else happening that you can kind of look at it as like an altered reality. And I liked that. I feel like those were the moments in the movie that I could really appreciate what the director was trying to go for. But that's as far as my praises go. I'll start with, like I said, I don't like the animation in this movie. I feel like if you're going to create a movie about animals and you want it to feel kind of realistic, you should do everything you can to make these animals feel real, and they just don't. They feel like cartoon characters. They feel like video game characters. And as someone who has played video games most of my life, I can get an emotional reaction out of a video game if I get a deep enough attachment to a character. But I didn't really care all that much other than they're cute animals. And I think that's the biggest part of the issue with this movie. The only emotional motivation that you have to caring about these characters is they're cute animals doing cute things. That's it. There's nothing else. It's like adorable animals that when they get in peril, they cry and they beg for help, and then someone saves them or they don't. And that's it. There's nothing else to this movie. And that's what makes it such a difficult watch, is if the only thing you're going to get out of me is the fact that I love animals and I would I would probably do more for animals than people in most circumstances. If the only thing you can get from me is care because they're animals, I need more. And I get that the director tries to dive into these animals all coming from different backgrounds. They have different pecking orders. There's like all different things when it comes to animals and how they're grouped together. And it's like, oh, they're overcoming these circumstances in order to get to this specific point. But there's just not enough to grab a hold onto. There's so many moments of these animals just sitting in a boat, and then one of them does something cute, and then they're immediately put in danger. And it's wash, rinse, repeat. There's nothing new. And for an hour and 20 minutes, it's like, give me more. You get like 2 scenes of those really incredible, like surrealist images that hook you to the screen and keep you captivated. But I need more than just cute animals doing cute things. And it's been kind of funny to me because a lot of people have been trying to compare this movie to Robot Dreams. And if you watch my review for Robot Dreams, that movie, in my opinion, is a masterpiece. I'm going to watch that movie for the rest of my life and adore it because it's just so meaningful what they were able to accomplish with no dialogue. But there's a story there. There's something to that movie. There's a connection between those characters. And then when they're separated, there's other connections built. And there's constant additions into the story that make it new and captivating for its hour and 40-minute runtime or whatever. This movie, it's literally just animals on a boat, which how they learned how to steer a boat. I guess you're supposed to suspend your disbelief, even though they're trying to ground this in some semblance of reality. So they get on a boat, they're able to drive the boat, they get in danger, they're out of danger. An animal does something cute. The golden retriever wants you to throw out a toy. And then it's back to the same thing over and over again. And I don't know, like, if that's all you need to be entertained in a movie, sure. Like I said, I love animals. I think animals are the greatest things in the world. I have 3 dogs that are my entire life. I see them as my children. I would do anything in the world for my dogs. But like, give me something else. You even look at a movie like Homeward Bound, which is a ridiculous movie where the dogs can talk to one another, but they understand creating tension and struggle, but also perseverance. It's not just animals being cute. There's some semblance of story there. There's something that needs to be accomplished. And when the only thing in this movie is survive and you should care about the animals just cuz, like, it's not enough for me. And I understand, like, I credit this director for trying, and clearly there's a lot of people that this movie is working for, but unfortunately I'm not one of them. I just don't see how this movie is being praised as much as it is. I think it's way too simple. I don't think it's really doing anything that groundbreaking or innovative, and unless this style of animation really works for you, I don't see this being a movie that you're gonna love. So have you seen Flow? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was incredibly underwhelming despite a lot of the really positive reviews. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.